that means risking losing you, right? And in her opinion, in her eyes, she doesn't want to lose you. Right? She wants you by her side. Definitely. هلا أكيد أنت you're not wrong because you were communicating the whole time وهيك بس إنه كمان let's not just fully put the blame on the girl that she caused emotions. I mean, look at you.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Higher Take. Today is a very special episode.
It's good to be back.
Yep, it's good to be back. And what Zahra as our special guest today.
Hello guys,
Hello,
how are you?
How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
No, that's great. We're really excited to have you here. You know, we've been trying to cook this for a long time now, and finally, it's coming into fruition.
100%, man. Like the other episodes, we're working to deliver the best.
Yes, that's for sure.
That's why we get the best.
Yeah, for sure. Just for context, guys, me and Zahra go way back. We used to go to the same school. So I've known you for like 12 years, maybe?
Oh, more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
like 18 years.
That's a long time.
18
And then I
years.
moved schools, so we stopped talking. We didn't like talk, but like we used to know each other.
Yeah.
بس إنه hi bye فيك
Yeah,
تقول.
basically.
وبعدين we went to the same uni and we kind of
Rekindled.
Yep. And you know, it's like amazing now. Like we're in Dubai. We live like once a year.
random. We
It
just
was-
met and then we became
You
friends.
guys party all the time together.
Exactly.
You go
It
to the
was-
same clubs.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
for
bound
sure.
to
That's for
happen.
That's
sure.
what Dubai does, 100%. Don't
Yeah.
bring
من دبا بعد.
من دبا.
هذا كمان بالمدرسة أنت وصغير. It doesn't take that much effort to rekindle the relationship with.
Yeah.
I don't know about your experience.
بس ما بقى انا بدبي ما عندي كثير يعني ما عندي كونكتد مع حدا من المدرسه
ولا
بدبي.
شيء.
ولا شيء.
ليك أنا ممكن صار معي نفس الشيء لو أنا ما أعطيت effort بس لما فتت على الجامعة في كتير عالم بالمدرسة اللي كنت فيها قبل الاي سي إنه ما بعرف فجأة صرت أصحاب معهم من جديد.
انت اصلا فيك بس انت كثير رفع مع عالم من مدرستك من الاي سي.
كمان بس كمان في عالم تبع السيدة اللي ما كنت أحكي
ولا
لها.
السيدة.
زهرة واحدة منهم إنه مثلا عن جد 6 سنين زيرو.
بركي انت مزعلتك زهرة او شيء.
ليك يمكن بس ما بعرف يمكن ذاكرتي عم تخوني هلا. زهرة في شيء كتير غريب بالمدرسة اللي we used to go to هو إنه يعني مثلا أعطيك إكزامبل سهلها شوي عليك. مثلا أنا بآخر مدرسة بالاي سي وقت كنت وهلا جايك باللسته بس أنا بالاي سي مثلا في كتير عالم إنه كانوا صاحبوا لأقول بجريد 7 أو 8 وضلوا مساحبين لهلا. يعني بعرف هلا عالم بعدهم they're carrying the relationship they're as strong as they might
من
come.
الاي سي.
من الاي سي او من حيلا مدرسه. بعرف كثير مدارس تانيين وبركي كمان بالليسيه بس بالسيدة لاحظت انه ما بعرف في عالم بتصاحب اوكي بس انه تترك وما في حدا هلا بعده ما
like not that I remember يعني I don't remember a couple being سوا من المدرسة بعد لهلا.
اتس ويرد لانه كان في كثير عالم يصاحبوا.
Exactly. كيف في couples ضايعوا سنين وإنه everyone was rooting for them like خلاص they're gonna get married and whatever and they break up. I don't know.
ما انا كمان من كذا ريليشن شيب بعرفهم يعني من المدرسه. يعني كان في كتير من المدرسه وضايعوا بالجامعه كمان بس من المدرسه بركي one that lasted
Maybe.
وتجوزوا
I
يعني.
can't remember.
اتس ويرد لانه مثل ما كنت عم بقول انه صاحبوا كتير بس انه I think the main reason واحد ليه بيصاحب correct me if I'm wrong is that they actually see the future with the other part.
ليك ما ضروري يعني ما بعرف يعني في كذا ريزن. في كذا ريزن مان لواحد يساعد. في واحد يساعد ليتسلى. في واحد يساعد للحب. وفي واحد يساعد ل not be lonely to date because they wanna spend some time and just pass the time ولا شيء ولا أكتر. بعد وقت مصلحة.
صح.
So like there's so many reasons. يعني.
ومثل ما قلت على آخر example مصلحة that's why maybe that's the main pillar in why people don't last this long وهذا الشيء صار معنا بالمدرسة.
هيدي واحدة منهم أكيد يعني. بس there's one right reason usually. هلا كل واحد right is subjective. بس أنا if you really love someone be in a relationship. بس more important on the same page.
Yeah, I wanted to say if they're on the same page, it's the most important thing because, you know, two people can be in a relationship and they could be just like together to just like have fun, but they should both know that they're having fun so that doesn't cause problems later on. I don't know, two people can be from different religions and they know that their relationship is bound to end eventually, but in the meantime they want to be together, so they could be together. Yeah.
هيدا توبيك على فكرة كتير كبير، فينا نرجع نفوت فيه اثنين. It's so difficult. خاصة في society هون بعد أوقات يعني something that I'm not against at all يعني، بس إنه there's a lot of
pressure family.
It's an interesting topic. We could dig deeper later on.
It's interesting.
I want to be interested. I want to be involved.
بس Zahra, can you please confirm إنه I'm right when I say إنه ما كان في حدا بالمدرسة اللي we used to go to بعدك تعرفيهم صاحبين لهلا؟
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think so.
بس خلينا نروح بعيد. Speaking of long relationships.
كبسني هيك قدامهم.
بدي اكبسك.
بس انت ما قلت لي حنحكي بهالشيء يعني. ما قلت لي. ابدا ما قلت لي.
بس speaking of long relationships.
قدرنا يا جماعة.
وليد. I think يعني I've said enough, no?
Yeah, you've said. Like, you want me to elaborate about it? Yes, I've been in a 7-year relationship, which is a very, very long time, obviously. And I think being in such a type of relationship, it's beneficial. There's pros, there's cons. Me looking back at it, 7 years, I think it was beautiful. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot from it. Obviously, there's many things that happened. Being with someone through high school, then university, and then moving to a different country together, and then with work as well. So like, of course, مثل ما أنه طبيعي physically أول شيء بيتغير، والتاني شيء mentally, which is even more important. which is definitely more important. فأنه في هالشغلتين كتير بتغير. عرفت أنه 7 سنين يعني إذا بتفكر فيها, if you live 70 years, you're 10% of your life you spend it with someone.
Right. And that's like crazy to think of. That's
like
crazy.
Right now, that's like 30% of your life.
It's almost 30. Yeah. مظبوط. It's a huge amount of time. يعني I could dig deeper into it definitely, بس إذا بتعطيني certain direction يعني يعني أنت عم تحاول تقول لي لخي 7 سنين ب5 دقايق.
جايينك بالدايركشن وليد. بس كنت حابب أسألك زهرة إنه I know it's a long shot question, but have you experienced this type of like a long relationship, like 7 years?
No. No. I am not meant.
ودايما وقت أقول عنهم 7 سنين يقولوا لي
7 سنين. That's a really long time. It is a really, really long time.
If you spend it yourself, you don't think of it. It is a long time.
It just passes, and then you look back, and it's like, oof, it's been 7 years. But my longest relationship was like 2 years, and
2 years وبتحسي إنه
it is a long time as well.
Like أنا بركي because يعني I appreciated it so much, إنه I embraced it, وإنه خلاص يعني عرفت it is a long time, but it's a good time to learn from it as well.
لا 100%. وبحس كمان سؤال كتير بيسألوك إياه إنه أنت مثل ما قلت إنه 7 سنين شو صار؟ What was the main reason تركته؟ وسبيشلي إنه بهال7 سنين أكيد أنت كنت عم بتلاحظ قصص ويور اكس كانت عم تلاحظ قصص وكنتوا دايما holding on avoiding. بس أكيد مثل ما كنت عم بقول السؤال كان إنه شو 7 سنين إنه شو صار؟ خلص أنتوا عشتوا سوا بتعرفوا بعض كثير.
أكيد. خلينا نوضح شغلة يعني إنه first of all لتكون بريليشنشيب 7 سنين لازم يكون في حب. هذا شيء طبيعي يعني. أكيد كان في حب من الجهتين بطريقة very very developed. Like we started as teenagers and we turned into adults, and that really solidifies a relationship. But something that Zahra mentioned, and that's very important, is people need to stay on the same page, and we were on the same page. But as time passed by, فتنا على الجامعة ورجعنا بلشنا شغل. I think there was different expectations maybe from one another, which is totally fine. يعني again, because there was خلاص إنه we're no longer at the same page. This instigates more problems, more arguments. يعني أنا something I say, if you're not 100% in, just don't be in, be out. And that's what happened with me. I know. I was dating for all my life. I know. ما بعرف, I felt I wanted to explore potentially, and I don't يعني regret it one bit. Again, it's one of the best decisions I've made, and both for me and for her. يعني to put it out there, يعني she's gonna get married super soon.
Oh my God.
يعني I'm very happy for her. That's one. And two, I'm happy with what I have achieved thus far. And this portrays the different goals that we had in life, you know? So like maybe more or less she was ready to settle. I was more inclined to explore not girls but like life. I'm an outgoing person.
Yeah.
I'm a person that loves to discover, loves to talk. And I just wanted maybe to see that part of me that I didn't really try, you know, being single. I was dating for 7 years, man.
Yeah,
You were very young when you started.
10th grade, 9th grade.
So you were like
بعدين سنة هون كمان
14, 15, I think.
15, I think 15. Yeah, لحد 22 maybe.
So for me, Walid, إنه as Maher, يعني أنا I agree with you 100%. You wanted to explore, you wanted to see life in general, not only girls, as you mentioned.
You have to. This is life.
But I want to stop for a second and ask Zahra if you think it's fair when Walid says and he wanted to explore, like when he was in a relationship and that was like, if I could say, like the trigger for him to خلص إنه take this decision. Do you think it's fair?
I don't think the relationship itself is a trigger. I mean, obviously as someone grows خلص في experiences بده يعملها بحياته. يعني في تجارب يمكن عن جد إنه whether single or in a relationship you will bound to want to try everything that you haven't tried, you know, you want to discover new feelings, new places, new people, whatever. So no, I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's unfair, but
for me, I think it was fair that I broke it off. What was unfair of my part, which I learned, is let's say I had these doubts for like at the end of 6-8 months potentially, and it's not just doubts. It's just, you know, خلاص, I know you wanted to try whatever. That part was unfair for her because I wasn't all in potentially. And that's where, you know, I gather my learnings, you know, like, and I'm very thankful for this relationship because I learned a lot from it, and I will be able to apply it later on, you know. So,
completely.
يعني, something that and I would apologize for is at any point in time if I hurt her or anyone, this is something that I would apologize for because I never intentionally hurt anyone. This is never my intention. Like, especially with the relationship I had, and I loved the girl. I was with her for 7 years, and it took me like 6 months. How long to get over her? Probably more. So like, the love was there, and just like at the end of the day, there was 2 different thoughts, and it was fair to break it up in order for both of us to discover ourselves. And look, the results are, in my opinion, fantastic.
Yeah. Co-host of High Take. So, Walid, I just want to stop you again because, like, you're saying so many interesting stuff, and like you mentioned, unfair and second thoughts in one sentence. Do you think we're in control of our second thoughts? Oh, and if the answer is no, if the answer is no, لا, نحن we're not in control of our second thoughts, why would you mention unfair in the same sentence? Because you had these second thoughts, you said, for the last 6 or 8 months, but you've been with you were in the relationship with her for like 7 years. إنه ما خطروا هول second thoughts معك grade 12 أول سنة جامعة ثاني سنة جامعة.
مان أكيد هول خطروا حيخطروا ببالك دايما يعني إنه حيلا relationship في حيخطر شيء ببالك بس إنه بدك تشوف يعني there's this, let's say, grace period of time where you're عن جد like, is this emotions really true? Is it something you want to pursue? And it's not easy to understand your emotions. And it's something, خاصة when you're attached to someone and you love someone. Do you really want to let that go? Do you really want to let that go? بس أنا unfairness وقت عرفت أنه خلص أنه I want to just try to be single, and not because I don't like a relationship or I don't love relationship. بالعكس, it's it's beautiful being in a relationship. Like, you have someone that cares for you, someone you know, to help, and it goes both ways. Until you have someone to care for, which is something that
it's reciprocal at the end
that completes you in a way. it's not that I don't like relationship بس انه خلص صار لي 7 سنين. الانفير بارت كانت وقتها انه خلص I should maybe break it off بس ما بدت لأن it's difficult 7 سنين.
Yeah, like you can't control your second thoughts, but yeah, what's unfair is that you don't act on your second
thoughts. How are you with second thoughts?
let's not get into it right now.
Walid, this conversation is implying one question. I hope you're ready for it. Are you?
عم تكبس
أنا بدي أعرف هلا
اليوم ما
The question I want to ask right now is, how did you move on, taking into consideration that you're literally, I won't say the only person I know a couple of other people, but I know, let me say it, you're the only person that I know, and especially like you're older than me, 2 years, who have been in a relationship for 7 years, and still, like, I don't know how to put it in the sentence where I know بدي اياك بس تفسر لي انه كيف قدرت بهال7 سنين طلع القصص واللي بعدهم معك لهلا مش
مزبوط. ليك something هي خلقة صعبة. What made it harder is I found out like after we broke up, I found out like after a couple of months, I think 3-4 months, she was talking to someone else. That made it even more difficult because like every guy has some kind of an ego, let's say, and especially when a girl, you were with a girl for like 7 years, there's some type of ego there. But this was the big boom, and then like got engaged. Now she's getting married. So like you have to find peace. This is the first thing that anyone needs to do. Just like find peace within yourself. Khalas, like we broke it off. That's it, and it was really difficult, especially when I found out. Like I would say I was okay up until I knew she was fucking with another that guy. And then I was like, khalas, after that, like 2-3 months later, I found peace. And it was really terrible. I might have lost like 8 or 9 kilograms during that period.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Like losing a relationship is literally like losing a person, right? Like it's as if like a death of a person, you're mourning something. So you have to go into like these stages of grief. And 100%. It just takes time. I think time heals all.
Exhibit A, but like, you can help yourself, or you can help yourself and that way it'll take less time, or you can stand in the way of you moving on. So like, thankfully, I had a very strong support system. My friends were there. My family was there. They knew what I was going through. They helped me along the way, each step of the way. And you realize that you forge stronger relationships with people. You know, like that's also a blessing, because when you're in a relationship, like you're focused on your girl more or less, like especially if you're in love and whatever. But like if you're single, you know, you're out of it, you start talking to people more. And I'm an extrovert person, and like I didn't have anyone, a friend, let's say, that I would talk to every single day. Literally, it was only her, you know. Now I have like 6, 7, 8 people that like I literally text every single day, which is really a blessing in disguise, and you do not see them in the beginning. So like what I would say, like stay positive, try like say this will pass. You will be hurting, but this will pass. It will end. What you gotta do, exercise, focus on what you eat, don't eat junk, focus on yourself, rebuild your body, rebuild your mind, follow your ambitions, set objectives and goals. That will definitely help you move forward and push forward. So like it's not easy.
Yeah, but something for the audience, you should never like repress your feelings. Like you should feel what you need to feel. You should cry, you should mourn, you should watch sad movies, listen to sad songs, and then eventually خلاص, it will happen.
I watched all Disney sad movies.
Really, you have to. بدك تطلعهم.
And you just have to cope the way you need to cope, and eventually you need to move forward, you know?
100%. But let's be clear, Walid, انت هلا you were stating how to deal with like a breakup after a relationship. You said exercising, you said writing goals and ambitions down. But whole things that should be practiced whether you're in a relationship or not, regardless, right?
Yes, and especially if you are strong. But like at the end of the day, physically, I'm not physically, because physical help. But mentally you will not be prepared for it. Yeah. Up until you already tried it. يعني كان يعني مثلا أنا I used to work out all the time بس بعدين when I broke up إنه خلص سكر راسي بطل بدي آكل عرفت بس أنه I pushed forward I kept on thinking positive being positive following my ambition that's how you train your mind مثل ما قلنا you should do it every day بس أنه هلا بعيد الشر مثل ما قالت زهرة أنه تلاقي death حدا من عائلتك حدا من عائلتي حدا مات ما حتكون جاهز mentally
yeah never
مش يعني عرفت حتى لو بتعمل كل اللي بنعملهم بالحياة نحن بالحياة all the time we should think positive we should work out we should follow our ambitions هذا دايما لازم نعملهم بس أنا what I'm emphasizing is that even after breakup you should keep on pushing وإذا ما كنت تعملون هيدا أحسن وقت لتعملون
I think you cleared this point out كان بدي أسألك إنه إذا كان في one change تعمله ل your past relationship is there a change أصلا؟
ليك عن جد I wouldn't change a thing يعني I wouldn't change a thing
be like وليد guys
لا no guys I had ولا يعني I was with a girl that was alhamdulillah very compassionate caring and there was nothing extremely wrong like cheating or something like that ever happened so like alhamdulillah it was I look back at it I look back at it يعني it was an honor going through this experience with her يعني I wish it ended in better ways but sometimes when someone gets hurt it gets a bit messy but I always look back at it it's a beautiful experience that I'll be able to use for the rest of my life and how I deal with any type of person how I approach any type of girl even my friends but I wouldn't change a thing of course like if I was again to be like with like if like I wouldn't go back in time and change you know what I would you know what I mean but I think if I can apply these changes again with her and not hurt her the way I did hurt her before of course I would use this knowledge to not hurt anyone and I never want to hurt anyone like literally I want to be on the same page man we're going to have fun خلاص we're on the same page
look at you Walid so genuine so respectful
so wise so wise
that's 7-year relationship there but you go through really dark pain to be able to realize this you know and that's what I'm trying to help out the audience maybe someone's going through a breakup they're gonna see
the day we're here today talking just to provide
to help them as much as possible help anyone
زهرة
yes
شوفك عم تطلع بوليد عم تقول انه اوف هيدا شو منيح انه ليك بعد 7-year relationship عم بقول how she was compassionate how she was كذا how she was كذا انت هيك او انه مثل 99% من society
what do you mean 99%
society انه ما كنت حتعطي كل هالبريز ل someone you were with او maybe لانه من your experiences that
someone deserves it ولا لا
yeah and I think if I'm still hurt by a situation I will not give a person praise like ما فيني I'm not capable to like I will talk them down I don't care I will talk shit
that was my main question
no but when you heal and everything and you look back at it you're like okay like thank God this person was in my life you know like
that's again 100% بس يعني انتبهوا يعني even if you're still hurt يعني أنا حتى بالفيس اللي كنت كمان مجروح فيها ما كنت أحكي كتير عاطل يعني أكيد كان واحد فش خلقه بس قصدي it depends the person إنه شو صار شو عمل yeah although I really got hurt عرفت and it didn't end the most beautiful way بس you really have to see each relationship case by case يعني عرفت كيف
yeah that's true by the way that's very true
يعني maybe the girl was awful maybe the guy was terrible maybe عن جد بركي صار في شو بيقولوا abuse أو شيء يعني in this situation
أكيد ما أكيد صراحة
فأنا it really depends
by the way guys you don't promote violence that was like
لا at all بالعكس I'm condemning it I'm saying he should be beaten down I'm condemning it of course
you mentioned something earlier إنه you don't have the intentions obviously to hurt anyone بس you know I'm not talking about you بس تعرف أنت in general إنه لو مين ما سألت لو أكبر abuser أو أكبر ما بعرف سميه شو ما بدك تسميه ما حيجي يقول انه ليك انا I have bad intentions لاذا حدا حيقول انه ايه صارت ويمكن هذا غلط.
عالم ثاني بصراحه
ايه صراحه
بس انه
100%
if a person is like evil on the inside, they will have the intention to hurt someone. I don't think any like regular person would like.
أنا بالنسبة لي it's all about like communication, being on the same page. Like هلا where the person is at fault. For example, أنا فيت relationship مع واحدة وكذا وقايل لها إنه إيه حبك وخلاص يلا سنة سنتين عرفت إنه بدنا نقضي هذا سوا. وأنا شو internally my goals, I just wanna say these bullshit things in order to get what I want. It's common, but I don't do that. But that's where he's in the wrong. Hella, some situation arise where, for example, I was talking to a girl. Okay, well, we were going out, we were on the same page, and no X, Y, Z for fun. I'm after being in a 7-year relationship, وحتى بقولها I don't want to hurt anyone. I communicate everything. في شيء بدك يعني بسألها في شيء you wanna say it, is there anything in your mind you wanna convey, you know. هلا she says no. هلا the way it ended is obviously she got hurt وكذا لأنه she grew some emotions to me. هلا أنا فتها very clear from the beginning, very very clear. It's just to comfort each other, be there for each other وخلص. It's not gonna go a super long way. And here أنا ما بعتبر يعني حتى انأذيت بالآخر، بس أنا بعتبر حالي عملت اللي علي. أنا I told her okay، وأنا كذا مرة سألتها if you ever feel something you convey it so we can find a solution. يعني يا أنا بقول لها خلص I'm in و I'm gonna open my heart ونشوف لوين نوصل، أو بقول لها I'm out.
Yeah, but I feel like in your situation maybe she felt like you were gonna be more out than in, and so like this happens with a lot of people.
She felt that I was more out than in. تفتح قلبها.
But it's like مش بإيدها, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, she did catch feelings. You cannot control who you have feelings for and what you have feelings for.
But you can prevent, you can put caution on yourself of being hurt. And she can communicate and بلاش تحس شيء.
Yeah, but that means risking losing you, right? And in her opinion, in her eyes, she doesn't want to lose you. Right? She wants you by her side. Definitely. هلا أكيد أنت you're not wrong because you were communicating the whole time وهيك, بس إنه كمان let's not just fully put the blame on the girl that she caused emotions. I mean, look at you.
Again, I never want to hurt anyone. I try to do my best possible, and again, it's not that I go and fuck around with girls. It's not my type. That's not what I do. But I'm saying, like, in general, I try to be as transparent as possible.
It's admirable.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You said maybe she fears losing him or she, but she's not being true to herself, is that she's not saying what actually needs to be communicated. And that's something we need to be aware of. لأنه for example إذا you have a feeling for a guy وما بدك تقولي له لأنه you're afraid of losing him، يعني أول شيء ما لازم تكوني مع الجاي لأنه عندك whole thoughts اللي لا maybe he would reject me, maybe he would هيك. This implies أنت you don't have the self-worth. Not in your example, but I'm giving an example of a girl. 100%. Tell me وليد if you agree with
هي مش self-worth، هي self-trust.
self-awareness of who you are.
يعني بركي خايفانة انه البنت او الشاب كمان، الشاب يكون نفس الشيء. انتبهوا الشاب كمان بعد اوقات بعرف كثير شباب بينغرموا بالبنت وبيعملوا لها 100,000 شغله للبنت.
مستحيل يقولوا لها.
مستحيل
يقولوا لها.
ما بيقول انه بحبك. بعرف كذا شاب يا عمي بيعمل لها 100,000 شغله للبنت،
بس ليه؟
بقول له مان شو عم تعمل برو وعا شوي.
اذا بدك تفكك سبب انه ليش الشاب انت عم تقول له وعا، ليه بده يوعى؟ لانه في واحد اثنين ثلاثه فيك تقولهم.
هي I agree sometimes you gotta try, but there's a certain point where you have to slow it down again. Okay? يعني ما فيك انت تكون هيدي بطريقه هون بالريليشن شيب والبنت هون، او فايس فيرسا، البنت هون عرفتي، الشاب هون والبنت هون. and it goes both ways. يعني you just need to be aware of the situation. شو عم بيصير.
Not about self-worth. It's like when you like someone or have feelings for someone, خلاص you wear these like rose-colored glasses and like no, not even that. You know what? Not even that. It's about like this battle between your logic and oh my god, like this is like not going to work out with this person and we need to cut it off and blah 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 blah. But then you have your emotions and sometimes your emotions take over and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it needs practice, of course, but خلاص when you get carried away, you get carried away. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It doesn't have to do anything with that. I mean, sure, maybe, but not really the main focus.
Is the practice of a bit controlling your emotions and being aware of where you're heading so you prevent yourself of being hurt. But I agree totally with you يعني حتى صايرة معي you get carried away but you need to know sometimes when to put the brakes.
Right. بس كمان I want to say something and the thing I was trying to say هي إنه for example if you don't tell the guy you have feelings for him that means and you're not confident enough with yourself. That was the main thing I was trying to reach. And okay, I know there's a battle between the logic and your heart and you're afraid to lose him and that's something very normal we tend to do all the time. But at the end of the day, if you want to look at it from a third perspective, like if you're watching a movie, what would you say? You would say إنه لا إلا that's the main reason I'm trying to say إنه okay بعرف نحن as people we tend to give advice we don't follow it. بس مثل ما كنت عم بقول إذا عم تحضري موفي إذا رفيقتك مثلا اجت قالت لك إنه كتير بحبه شو your first instinct حتكون قولي له لا لازم يعرف شو بدك فيه إذا ما حبك لا أنت مين صح؟ فهذا بس
be truthful to yourself and to the person you're dealing with. Practice what you preach.
Sure. Easy does it.
من أول ما بلشنا نعمل البودكاست وليد خلص علق لي هذا الكوت و it's amazing.
Hey, ما بيقول لي easy does it man. Keep it easy. Okay. Compose.
صح. Speaking of composed. عم بمزح شيء speaking of composed بس كنت بدي أسألك سؤال. أنت من قبل كنت عم تقولي إنه you don't know the real intentions of the guy غير ما تجربي معه صح؟ بس إنه أنا بنظري ما بعتقد إنه حدا لما يتعرف على التاني دغري حيعرف إذا he's evil أو لا إنه he won't show off for example إذا أنت your case he won't show off as مثلا an evil guy غير ما تجربي وهذا الشيء إنه I bet you إنه no way تقولي عن حدا evil غير ما يكون عنده evidence إنه he showed you he's evil. Yeah. how can you have this إنه بنسميه sixth sense أو مثل instinct إنه هذا الجاي evil? Is it possible أو لا he has to show you he's evil. و number two هو إنه would you go for a guy that treated someone مش ضروري your friend badly أو إنه you would try to like make the best out of it through your own
someone
experience.
I don't know. Listen, like, مثلا if you really want to know a person is fuck man, joking. No, if you really want to know if a person is evil, I mean, people talk, right? People are gonna like.
But again, there's exaggeration.
There is exaggeration.
There's jealousy.
You always have to take
تليفون كاسيه يعني.
صح بس إنه يعني في some truth to whatever is being spoken like.
Sometimes.
إذا في كذا حدا عم بيقول نفس الشيء عن شخص وكذا حدا ما بيعرفوا بعض let's say إنه عم بيقولوا نفس الشيء عن شخص you're gonna be like.
لكن أنا حقلي أنا كذا شخص بفكر أنا عن جد وصلت لأنه أنا player. شو player يعني حسوني أنا كل يوم عرفتك الأسبوع مزبط وكذا. لا ماني player بس إذا أنا بروح بحكي بنات مثلا بالكلاب وكذا ما أنتوا افتحوا لتشوفوا شو الانتنشنز تاع الزلمة.
100%
شو الانتنشنز في players في أنه خلص في واحد يكون 100% his intentions مثلا ينام مع أكتر نمبر بنات possible يا أخي بس هيدا شو يعني play يعني شوفوا شو الانتنشنز.
صح بس إنه أنت مثلا let's say أنا وياك تعرفنا right وأنت إنه I don't know, you have negative intentions towards me, you're not going to approach it negatively, right? Like, literally, like what you said, you're like, I'm just going to
So you're assuming
sugarcoat this thing. It's eventually, exactly, if one, إذا مرة بتحس إنه هيك إنه every guy that talks to me is like super nice in the beginning.
But all of the good guys out there ما بقى حيجربوا حتى. حيقول أنت خلص كله
Then they have to prove themselves.
لا ليه؟ لا ما أنت they're talking to you وأنتوا عم بتقولوا لهم ما بدنا نحكي.
You're just screening يعني هذا اللي عم نسمع.
Okay, but like what do you do? What do you if you're me like right now?
لازم تعرفوا أنت تحطوا بريكس. Open up. افتحوا شوي احكوا شوفوا لوين واصلين ظهروا مرة 2 3 عرفتي again في البيسك let's say checklist لازم يكونوا موجودين.
Some guys will drag this on for months and months just to get into a girl's hands.
إذا سامع if you've heard something from a very reliable person that's something else يعني أنا إذا my best friend قال لي this girl doesn't mean you any good and she's not looking for something serious but she's portraying to me that she is looking for something serious I would stop. بس like if it's حكي العالم
لا حكي العالم ما له عازي بس إنه منه it has to be a reliable source. It has to be a reliable source.
وفي شيء أنا كنت عم بقول لك من قبل إنه why don't I believe in the term player. هلا أكيد انتبه في شيء اسمه player وقت يجي واحد مثل ما كنت عم تقولي انه يحكي بنت ويعيشها الفيلم انه بده يسحبها وبده شيء ما بده مستقبل وتو كاري ات اوفر فور مانثس اند مانثس. هيدا يعني manipulation على deceiving على كل شيء. That's a new term by the way.
My favorite term of all time, guys.
He's an awful person from the inside.
كمان ليه كنت عم بقول انه انت you were complimenting what I'm trying to say واللي هو انه ما في شيء اسمه player، لانه انت مثل ما كنت عم تقول اذا بتروح على كلوب تتعرف على وحده you set your intentions fucking straight، انه انت ما بدك شيء بس انه you're trying to go out for a good 100%. طب في اسالك سؤال
مش اكثر عادي شيء احكي
اللي بيصير ما بيصير اوكي
عادي بلوك سوري.
بس في لك شيء
مين انتوا يعني
في لك شيء وليد.
Some guys are predators and they don't know.
they
push boundaries.
بس يقسم الكل هيك.
طب زهرة، إذا في شاب عم بيجرب يحكي 20 بنت بالسهرة و it turned out very badly to him، إنه ما صار شيء literally، ما حتى إنه مش إنه ما صار شيء بهالناحية، ما صار شيء إنه ما حتى أخذ رقم تليفون ولا وحدة. أوكي طب هيدا ديب إنسايد أكبر بلاير وبده يكون بقشو تبع واحد اللي كان عنده better chances أو شو ما كان luck أو هو his looks أو personality كانوا أحسن، و he ended up with this مثلا ex girls عرفتي. بس هو هيدا اللي ما عمل شيء مع ولا بنت ما حيطلع عليه الناريتيف انه he's a player he's a deceiver.
بالعكس حيطلع عليه الناريتيف انه جرب من بنت لبنت.
اوكي جرب من بنت
جرب يحكي try to approach 20 girls in the same night.
I found an interesting girl يعني I wanna get
you find 20 girls interesting in the same night.
كل واحدة عملت له بلوك، طيب شو بده يعمل؟ أنا رحت ما بحكي عن حالي وغير، رحت حكيت أول بنت طيب أوكي ما لك شيء
طيب واحدة اثنين ثلاثة
طيب
بس ليه
هلا ما حنروح نحكي 20 بنت بس هلا حكينا انه
ليه ما تلكش اذا انت بعد ما بتحكي شيء كيفك
هيدا الغلط اللي بتشوفه.
اي شركه بتشتغلي فيها مين اصحابك يكون خلصت اذا قعدت لك البلوك، اذا البنت عطته بلوك كيف
اوكي خلص fuck her basically يعني. It goes both ways though.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways.
حيطلع السيت على الشاب.
but like if a girl is going to feel uncomfortable by a guy عن جد ما حتعطيه وجه عن جد يعني مستحيل. يعني انا امبارح صارت معي
لازم يفوق.
مثلا امبارح صارت معي ما بعرف مسكني ما بعرف I really don't remember what he told me but then انه خلص انه my friend was next to me ونكستها I'm like
اكيد
حبيبي like he's not understanding my body language. I'm like you know leave me alone.
في boundaries يعني الشاب اكيد وقتها بده يروح يحكي بنات اول شيء ما بتروح تعمل physical touch وكونتاكت كذا ما بتعرفها لبنتها اول شيء. بس مثلا بنت واقفة قاعدة على البار وقفنا حدا وقاعدة بلشنا نسيرها. هلا واحد ما يروح سكران وهاي بيبي لا ما بس إذا واحد إجا كل تواضع إجا he put himself out there وعم بيحكي full respect. Hey what's your name? My name's Walid. Your name's Zahra. Pleasure to meet you. So what do you do in Dubai?
She's not gonna block him if he approaches us.
That's what you say. Exactly.
That's what you say.
في بقى خلص عادي. بس في كمان جايز بركي بس انه happens less often يعني. عرفت يعني انا حتى عادي بالسار في بنات بيجوا بيحكوني عادي بقول لهم فكوا عن زيحوا عني لا I talk يعني حتى لو ما بدي شيء من البنت يعني ما قصدي شيء في بسهر بنت بتجي سكرانه تعبانه وبتجي ويلا وبدها ترقص وكذا. انا ما برقص انا بصير are you okay doing good pleasure to meet you اسمي وليد وكذا وخلص انه بعدين بقول انه I'm going to see my friends عرفتي. بس انه مش انه دغري انه شوي يعني هلا it's different لان guys can يعني انه مثل ما قلتي في predators وانه they can physically hurt girls more. هون وين لازم ينتبهوا البنات اكيد they should always be self aware. بس عمول في levels لازم ننتبه عليها يعني مثل ما قلنا
it's not good to generalize you know what I mean. That's what we're trying to reach. كمان في an interesting narrative لاحظت وليد كيف نحن عم نحكي انه اذا شاب بتقرب
لا وكمان اذا بنت انا قلت اذا بنت فات حكيتني كمان
هذا الشيء اللي بدي اجرب اوصل له انه كمان البنات I think it's only normal هلا بس ما بعرف كلها society وانت you can elaborate more. وكمان زهرة اذا فيك تقولي لنا انه the main reasons انه why بهالsociety انه it's like a taboo. ما بدي اقول كمان تابو بس انه it's very rare for girls to do what a first step.
هلا it's the society.
You think as well?
Yeah, I think it's society.
We don't need to abide by society.
Yeah, أكيد بس إنه it's a thought embedded in your brain.
Think out loud إنه ليه في مثل a certain system ماشيين في العالم ولين نحن بنكون بهالسيستم when you really just want to pursue what you actually like whether it's a girl whether it's a guy if you're transparent وخلص you're vulnerable you're saying what you feel you're directly cutting to the chase إنه you know
no I think it's completely societal إنه نحن we grew up in a society where like the man proposes to the woman, right? Like, if a woman proposes,
the man pays, the man picks up.
Yeah, the man opens the house. Like, خلص إنه هدول big things تما حيكونوا like even embedded in the small things. إنه
which is يعني ما بعرف it's fine. يعني in a way there's guys إنه for their egos they should do that. يعني أنا بالنسبة إلي إنه it's fine. أنا إذا بروح أول مرة وأنا بحكيها لا أنا بعتقد عادي it's fine for this to happen يعني again it's because society the way we think إذا دهرنا 10 I want to pay for it at least يعني the first time I want to pay for it because يعني it shows generosity in one way you know ما ضروري to take it in a way where like
because you believe it's the right thing to do مش لأنه حدا قال لك أو لا لأنه society
it shows good faith
100%
بعدين مثل ما قلت دايما you need to be aware of like إذا البنت بدها تخليك تشتري كل حبة برو يعني حتى انت ليك وقت انا اظهر مع عشا يعني if the girl just proposes to pay
that's enough
خلص
that's enough
انا ما انه waited ما حتدفع
بس بتحب تشوف انه
at least عندها
مش she's expecting انه انت تبقى
عرفت انه it's fine
maybe she's expecting بس at least
some girls expect and they have the standard though
في بنات ما بيقبلوا and I appreciate that it's fine
there is like multiple types of people
فما بعتقد there's anything wrong with it you know
وليد كنت عم تقول انه بتحب مثلا البنت تفرجيك انه بدها تدفع وهيك you can call this generosity I think شو في 3 other things you value in a relationship or in any like in any situation with a girl you're trying to spend some time with
في 3 foundations 100% في 3 foundations I think هلا it depends what each person is looking for هلا بركي في واحد بده اثنين بدهم open relationship whatever أنا what I'm talking about is about relationships that are based on love and being together but 3 things I would say is loyalty honesty and compromise these are 3 things that are super important for me يعني to be honest ما بعرف إذا سهرة عندك
I have 3 different things I mean they're kind of similar
أنا هو the known ones I want to see أنت from a woman's perspective
أنا كثير known على فكرة
which was
compromise
it's known but it's not like pursued I feel like no
يعني فينا نحكي أكثر فيها detailed يعني
compromise breeds many other traits I feel
بس أنا exactly it does breed many other traits بس أنا بدي اسمها زهرة يعني قصدي compromise
إنه كمان they're very like trust definitely because like you could be the most loyal person to the world right and they still wouldn't trust you ايه خلص مثلا for example and communication that goes on honesty but إنه كمان you could be very honest but إنه elaborate you know like tell me what's wrong tell me what bothers you tell me how I can fix it let's meet halfway like and the third one is respect I learned this the hard way but
respect is fundamental
respect is so important and خلص if you're disrespected once you're out like no
هيدا شيء about كمان my past relationship يعني نحن كنا سوا من نحن وصغار من نحن وكيدز عرفتي كيف فانه وقت تكبري اوكي يعني خلص انه كانه رفقه من المدرسه يعني ففي هون السنس كان شوي ناقص الريسبكت من الاثنين بالاخر كمان which you know pushed the situation a bit respect is fundamental ما بعرف اذا بدك كانت elaborate على compromise كمان يعني.
لا بس كان بدي اخذ رايك بشيء انا I find it very like crucial to have a relationship and to take accountability when you're around
100%
you know I feel like this is like an underrated I don't know what you want to call it
underrated trait underrated foundation
100% because I feel like you should like be accountable be accountable on the things
واحد يتحمل مسؤولية غلط وأكيد كل relationship في حدا يغلط
لأنه كيف فكر فيه أنا وليد إنه إذا I wanted to ask myself question إنه شو هن the 3 مثل foundations that I value in a relationship or I need in a relationship to be initially in I think from the woman's perspective إنه أنا شو في قصص مش بس إنه I would appreciate in a woman شو في قصص أنا I have them as assets وأنا إنه I practice them he should appreciate them you know that's why I feel like because I take accountability on stuff. Like if I'm wrong, I say. If I'm right, I say. And I stand by it both ways. So what do you think about accountability in general? Like, is it something you look forward to? Or maybe it would be something you would look forward to, but it's not in like your main priority.
No, absolutely. But you can still take accountability for something and not act on it. So like, let's say I lied to you. Okay, I'll tell you, sorry, Maher. I lied to you, and then I'd lie to you again. Right? So it comes hand in hand. It's not going to happen again, and it happens again, and it keeps happening. Like, خلاص, like it needs to come with, I guess, the
relationship
to fix it. You need to fix it.
لما ترجع تنعاد.
Yeah.
I can't like take إنه okay أنت you're accountable for stuff مثلا you take it for granted إنه كل مرة تغلط إيه okay ما أنا إنه I take accountability في ضل 100%. You evolve, especially coming from you 7 years.
حنضلنا عم نحكي فيه 7 years.
بس أنا شديت على قصة الكومبرومايز. Compromise is very important. كمان هيدا الشيء تعلمته يعني إنه basic stuff مثلا إنه إذا بنت wants you to text you in the morning, text you at night. يعني إنه بعد أوقات خلص يا الشاب يا البنت. إحنا بنقول شباب معودين نقول هيك. بس إنه it goes both ways always. وعم نرجع نعيد هالشيء مش to emphasize it a lot. بس إنه مثلا بنت بدها text you in the morning and before you sleep. خي ما بده الشاب يحكي الصبح. Man, بس it's something so stupid to have a problem about. هون you need to compromise. لا خي تخطى واحكيها الصبح واحكيها بالليل برو. منها هالشيء الصعب. ونفس الشيء مثلا انستا ستوريز. يعني انستا ستوريز ما بعرف تيك توك يوتيوب whatever you want. البنت عبالها تكون اكتر على هز تيك توك اوكي to show people to that you're together. بس ايه ما انت اذا بتحبها البنت عم بتحبك يعني انه بدها تفرجي العالم you're hers and she is yours يعني عرفتي. ف these stuff if you're really in it you're really in love and you want this relationship push compromise. whole قصص كمان very simple examples. There's much more يعني.
Yeah, but there's a difference between compromise and sacrifice, 100%. Right? Like I don't think you can sacrifice something that means like that is khalas, like it's in you know, like you grew up with your values, your morals, your ethics, whatever it is. These things like I don't think you can compromise or that becomes more of a sacrifice for the person.
مثل example شغل يعني إذا بدنا نحكي فيها يعني مثلا كنتوا اثنيناتكم هون البنت طلع لها شغل مثلا بفرنسا وشي توكت راحت على فرنسا. هلا انت صرت عم تقدم الجوبز وعم تقدم على فرنسا وعم تقدم على دبي ومحلات تانية. طلع لك opportunity مثلا بدبي يطلع لك $200,000 بالسنة وبفرنسا مثلا $100,000 بالسنة. فانه حتقول لا انه خليني ضل بدبي لان ما بدك اخر شيء هال compromise ياكل لك الريليشن شيب.
Yeah, and it's gonna turn into resentment.
100%. بس اذا مثلا عم تقبض $100,000 بفرنسا و$120,000 بدبي you can compromise.
Yeah, you can compromise that. Yeah.
لا I think compromise it's like a كيف بدي لك tree وكتير عندها branches مثل ما كنا عم نحكي من شوي إنه traits. Maybe أنت ما بتحب كتير كلمة sacrifice بس we can say إنه accountability and so on. هلا كتير حكينا إنه عن relationship 7 years وزهرة عطتنا شوي insights وحكينا هيك in general. بدي أعرف شوي أكتر عن how did you adapt to the single life especially with girls. وشو يعني لما قالك with girls يعني أنت وقت كنت مع بنت for relationship 7 years كيف أخدتك أو كيف صار الابروتش تبعك لما you're single especially إنه خلص أنت تعودت 7 years you're very true to yourself and to her and you're very like transparent إنه كل شيء براسك بتقلها. حدا بيحكي إنه هي زي بتحكيك بترد عليها نفس الثانية صار لكم 7 سنين بهاللوب يعني حاضر الفيلم أنت مثل ما بقوله من قبل. فإنه كيف حسيت your interactions with girls when you became single changed what would you like to highlight بهيدا الترانزيشن اللي صار معك؟
أكيد كل ما نلف وندور بنرجع على السبب. بس ليك it takes time لأن أول شيء you need to be self-confident. أول شيء بدها تجي from within you. Okay, that's something like you need to be comfortable reaching out girls. هلا أنا I'm a very extrovert person. So I was okay with talking with any girl يعني it wasn't that much of an obstacle but I needed to believe in myself more that okay I can get another يعني I can get another relationship with another girl, develop something that I used to have. But something that you need to adapt to is that it's not easy to find love. هيدا let's put it out there, it's totally difficult. You need to give it its time. لأن أنا شو بعد ما تركت relationship قلت يلا خلص هلا بلاقي شيء تاني ما
فكرت هيك إنه بتجي
بس مع انه in some cases it happened يعني for example I know again I refer to my ex I know she broke up 3-4 months later talked to someone else وزبطت هلا they're getting married يعني فانه sometimes تزبط هلا for me أنا I didn't want to approach it that way although I had opportunities to be in a relationship but I wanted to be 110 20 40 1000% 100 moved on انه خلص انه I didn't want to be with someone else while someone else was still in my mind.
Yeah, you'll end up comparing relationships. You end up comparing people. Yeah, that's why you should be fully healed, fully moved on. Exactly.
Zahra, we see it a lot as Walid mentioned انه some guys or even girls لما يتركوا انه دغري يفوتوا into new relationships. Do you believe the new relationship they go into they actually love the person or لا? And be complete. I know you're honest. I know you say everything on your mind, but I want you to actually say it from a woman again, from a woman's perspective. إنه أنت إذا تركتي واحد كنت صار لك مساعدتيه سنة أو سنتين وبعد 3-4 أشهر that's something very common. You know, we need to put this out there. إيه إنه بتفوتي بريليشنشيب بعد سنتين مع حدا أنت أكيد هتكون عم تقولي للسراوندينجز تبعك إنه بتحبيه وخلص he's the right guy. The guy قبله إنه doesn't deserve me. شو هلا I found myself. Do you believe it's true?
It depends, yeah. I do think in some cases it is true.
Some cases.
Yeah, like you really don't know where you end up and how you end up. It happens. Some relationships actually technically die before the people are even broken up, right? You might have just fallen out of love before ما تتركوا, and like by that time that you have broken up and whatever, you're technically mourning the memories. But then someone else comes into your life and you might really love them, you know, you might love them even more than the previous person. And then you create new memories and then suddenly the other person is like completely out of your life. And it could take a day, it could take a year, day 10, you could never move on. Like it really depends. It's very subjective. Yeah, but it could happen. I think it could.
Okay. Just good to know. I wanted to see your perspective on this. So Zahra, كتير حكينا هلأ ب the things we value in our upcoming partners. The things we want them to have so we can build like a healthy relationship.
Fundamentals.
But on a separate note,
I know what's coming.
that you would never accept to happen to you in a relationship, like
something you can never forgive.
Like big red flag and خلاص, no way, no coming back from.
Yeah, like lies and cheating, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely, cheating
is done.
Yeah. No, you guys, it is literally the absolute worst feeling in the world. Oh, definitely. Oh, no, you guys, عن جد. I think the worst way you can hurt a person is by cheating on them. Yeah. And it's one thing to be...
So we understand you went through this.
Yeah, I did. So but I'm gonna like talk completely out of experience. It's one thing to be betrayed by someone that you love. Obviously, that's going to be very, very painful for you. And it's another thing to... You start betraying yourself in a way, right? So like, like, exactly. So بس إنه خلص إنه let's say you got cheated on, the relationship is done, no matter how much time has passed, you're going to look yourself in the mirror and you're going to be like طب لو أنا كنت أحلى كان صار هيك، لو أنا كنت أذكى كان صار هيك، لو أنا تصرفت بغير طريقة. And it's like no, you know what, this is self-destructive, and it's like you're literally making yourself feel worse about something that's already bad. You know what I'm saying? It hurts worse when you are self-destructive than when someone else destructs you, honestly.
You shouldn't think like that. يعني not in general, any girl or guy that was cheated on, يعني because there's a lot of guys and girls who get cheated on. It's not your fault. Maybe there was a problem, but I know it's never excusable. خلاص, if you don't want this,
you should
break it off.
Exactly.
Go do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like, it's a reflection. But this is something that like with time you come to realize it's like, this is just a reflection of the person themselves. And well, obviously this person doesn't have much ethics if he's going to go around and cheat. Literally, by the way, yeah, it could be so many reasons about them, and it's like literally nothing about you, because I don't know, like it's just, why did you catch their attention in the first place if you weren't all of these beautiful attributes that you already have, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Definitely, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, you should never take responsibility if someone cheats on you. Never.
Don't hurt yourself. Like, okay, shit happens.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, shit happens. That's one thing. The other thing is like, you shouldn't take it upon yourself that it's like your fault it happened. No way. Like, don't let yourself drown in issues that you do not have control over.
Exactly,
Like,
control.
You don't. It's not. It's at the end of the day, she's another person. He's another person. Don't have control. Like if they fucked up, they messed up, because sometimes people mess up, and there's a lot. They're like, there's no coming back. I know some people that like cheated on their partner, and they did eventually get back, and it was beautiful. But in most cases, at least for us, you know, and being in that situation in particular, you would understand it better. So like, you know what you went through, and I'm sure if like whoever you were with or would have had to make substantial amount of change in himself and his lifestyle to be able to regain this trust, because after the trust is gone, it's so difficult to put the pillars back in place.
Like personally, if someone cheats on me, I would never.
But that's something you say. That's something you say. And I thank God I've never went through this, and I'm sorry you had to go through this. And I hope none of us would have to go through this again, or even one time. But like, you really cannot know, I say, up until you are in this. Like, I would say right now, no fucking way. You cheat on me, you're gone.
Like, look, for me, إذا مثلا for example I cheated وبعدين إنه خلص هي سمحتني بعدين she cheats ويمكن أنا سامحها, that's another debate.
لا أنا هون أضرب man. هون she's doing it to get back at you, which is another story.
أنت you've been in this situation.
مش يعني هي بتغلط نفس الغلطة.
مش يعني هي بتغلط نفس الغلطة, بس معقول توصلوا لمثل a conclusion.
إنه أنا واحدة بواحدة يعني.
أنا fucked up.
an eye for an eye.
لا هي غلط, هي ما لازم تصير من الأساس, بس أنا عم بقول لك إذا for me إذا في situation, you know, إذا في situation إنه هي she cheated, أصلا لو هي she cheated إنه that's خلص that's an ex, بس
إذا أنت you cheated
that's the thing, بس
يعني she gets a pass.
No she doesn't, of course she doesn't. لا أنا اللي عم بقوله إنه إذا أنا I cheat وهي سامحتني, مش عم بحكي عن أنا, بس عم جرب أعطي إيه يمكن في احتمال أنا سامحها ليه,
بس أنا بركي في احتمال, بس بالعكس أنا بشوف إنه خلص أنا إذا رجعت هي خلص خلص الوضع ما
خلصت, بس هي سامحتك
يا خي. ايه هلا انت انا ما كان لازم اعملها بالاول, لا تسي عملتها ما كان لازم اعملها بالاول, بس انه
هي سامحتك. اذا اجت قالت لك انه وليد انه انا سامحتك ليه ما فيك تسامحني على المره, هو هذا الموضوع ما لازم هذا الكونت ما لازم.
بس أنا حتى لو وصلنا لهون انه لا ما يعني انا كانه عم بتضر يعني انا اذا سامحتني اوكي لازم انا يبين علي انه ندمان تو ماي كور. هيدا بتسامحني ان شاء الله ما تصير معي,
لأنه في عالم they might do it وعن جد يندموا من كل قلبهم, and they would absolutely like try their best to prove to you that you can trust them again وخلص it's a one time thing and it's over.
أكيد ما بحق إلا, لا ما بحق إلا.
Guys, I never got that, right? Like I got cheated on and no remorse. Like مش obviously it was خلص.
Your boyfriend cheated with a friend, a close friend, a stranger. What was the situation exactly?
It was my best friend.
Wow.
I'm sorry for this reaction.
So it was a double betrayal.
هيدا مثل 7 سنين ايه. Best friend.
Guys, it was a double betrayal, but no. At the end of the day, exactly, you learn. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna take what these people have done to me and try to like apply it on other people, right? Because they're their own people, and then whoever potentially I would meet, or even a friend, like, okay, but I did find it hard to build a friendship with a girl again, right? Because like my own sister, literally, she was my blood. I know she betrayed me this way, but no, I learned to like, no, she is her own person. She did what she did. That's fine by me. Someone else who's going to come into my life is not going to do the same thing. So the trust issues that people talk about, like
it does build them up. But internally, it's about being more precautious and more aware in the next relationship.
Exactly. You'll see the signs. You'll notice the signs. 100%. Like I turned a blind eye onto many signs, but my intuition had always told me that something was happening, right? But no, خلص second relationship I'm in, and if I do find out, like if he is cheating, I will know he is cheating. I do not like. I will. I will 100%. Yeah, and I don't need confirmation on it. I'll just خلص.
Did you know while you were in the relationship or post?
I had a feeling. I had a very strong feeling that had been going around, for months.
Wow.
Right. It wasn't like a one-time feeling. It was like something that it was a dream basically. It was like I had dreamt of this situation multiple times and خلص, like I just knew. I don't know how, I just knew.
But then you broke up and then you
But then when we broke up, they got together and that's when I confirmed it. And then I got more confirmation later on from, I'm not going to say like the whole story, but no, I got confirmation that basically it was happening while we were in a relationship, and like my gut feeling was right, my instinct was right, and it was very bad. Yeah,
it's definitely something difficult to manage, but as we said, shit happens. Unfortunately, we learn from them. We see how we can apply them. Exactly, you keep going, and like it is a bad experience, but like there's a lot of bad experiences you learn from, you know. Just leverage this knowledge and apply it later stages.
Zahra, sorry for this question, but I'm a bit curious. When was the first time you had like concrete, like legit evidence that was happening? Like you saw it, I don't want to say in your own eyes, but خلص إنه 100%. Okay, you had dreams, you had theories, you had this, you had that.
But when was the first time after she broke up?
But I'm telling you, there were signs, right?
Okay, so there were signs, but like signs don't confirm anything.
No, but like
that's what I'm asking you about. Like, give us concrete examples.
Because I don't want to be the next Amber Heard.
Defamation. But we don't have to get into that if she doesn't want to get into that.
No, but like, basically, مثلا I'd find something that belonged to him in her purse, right? Like, why is it with you, or vice versa? Or it was tragic. It was super tragic. Like I was going crazy, and I did a few crazy things to find out.
That's something. Like anyone.
But at least you weren't surprised. Like it didn't hit you all at once. Like, no, it was building up, you know.
Basically,
which might have
I'm just like trying to look at the bright side. You know?
The bright side. This happened when they were in a relationship and not married.
Yeah, exactly. Like early on. Like okay, خلاص,
it's done. It's out of the way. So now we're all single.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good, definitely. The thing is, we're not against any type of relationship. We always welcome it, and that's at least me. You know, like if there's a girl I meet, a guy you meet, there's charisma. You know, we would be open for it, and that's something important. But there are, you know, pros of being single as there are cons.
Exactly. Speaking of being single,
pros like some of the pros I would say like I wanna. For pros, I would say being single, you would be able to, you know, explore yourself, discover lots of people. You don't have to rely on a person, which makes you more independent. And that's something everyone needs to have this skill at any point of time. And because you will be able to protect yourself, and you would be able to know that you can live without being in a relationship. Because هذا شيء أنا تعلمته بالصعب. كل حياتي relationship تركت. صرت كأنه في شيء فاضي جواتي. هلا دايما love completes that emptiness, بس كمان yourself.
You should be complete within yourself.
خلص exactly ما ضروري تعوزي حدا. فهولي some pros يعني.
بس شو في كون هيك إنه بعد
كون بركي زهرة بتحب أكتر relationship singles حتلاقي more cons.
Definitely. No, I think it's very nice just to have someone you can talk to. You know, just like a go-to person, basically. So when you're single, like, okay, you have your best friend, you have your family, blah, blah, blah. But like, how deep will you actually get into things that you would get into with a partner? Or ما بعرف, it's just...
you can build. يعني أنا عندي رفقة عن جد ما كنت بتخيل فيني أكون هالقد قريب على العالم.
وأنا كمان.
ما كنت بتخيل. عرفتي؟ هلا أكيد love is something else, بس you want to have try everything in life. ما كنت وصلت لهالدرجة of let's say closeness. ما بعرف الكلمة exactly يعني you wouldn't be as close as I am with them يعني if I wasn't single, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so definitely. Like, me too. I would die for my friends.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I would die for my friends.
So like this is another pro, you know.
So if I'm sad, if I'm like feeling down,
but it doesn't feel the same. I feel. Like.
Yeah, like I don't. It's like, you know, like maybe this physical intimacy of me just like being like crying in between someone's arms. I feel like I know this is not something that you could do with just like anyone. Like you
that's the part about being independent. But yeah, I keep like it's something nice to have. Yeah. That's why love is so rare. You know, it's not something that's like okay يلا هلا بكره بدي احب وحده وخلص حبيتك يلا خلص. It's something rare. You need to build it. You need to find it. هول some of the pros and cons I believe يعني. بس كمان about being single يعني about being single كمان when you want sometimes يعني حاحكي هون برا على البنات ما قصدي شيء يعني انا فول ريسبكت بس يعني انت عم تبلش تجريني يعني بس انه ليه كتير بتحبوا الجيمز عرفتي كيف ليه بتحبوا التشيس هلا انا بفهم ما حلو الواحد كمان يكون الشبك كتير خفيف ويلا وبحكيكي كل ثانيتين وكذا بس sometimes انه هيدي الجيم انه خلص بتوصل to an extent انه لا الجلادة ولا إلنا وقت لنلعب هالألعاب عرفتي انه if you generally find يعني انا بعرف some friends that generally find someone you know attractive smart وكمان fun بس بيضلوا في هالتقل لبليه اذا فيك كل هالبيسك يعني ليه هالقد بدنا نتقل يعني
I don't know it's human nature to want something you can't have right بس انه
so you make the guy you want something that you cannot have and the guy can't have
at the beginning I feel like
at the beginning it's nice
I feel like you need to get someone's attention you should not give them attention
I mean I agree with that but to a certain extent
أكيد to a certain extent like I don't know like define games like what games are you talking about
for example على انستا مان ما تعمل له accept اليوم انطر اسبوع انطر اسبوعين لا بمور ده انطر شهر مان انه
لا في ناس بتكستريم
ايه بس انه لا ما ترد عليه هلا بكره معقول ترد عليه هلا شو بك تقلي حالي
انه there's this element of mystery you know like انه اذا ما بترد اكيد there's levels اكيد no one
can fade away اذا مثل ما كان بقول وليد اذا بتطولوا
اكيد
certain situations مع guys بس انا وليد I want to add one thing على زهرة in my opinion I feel like girls and guys usually seek the outlier in the equation so إذا أنت رح أعطيك example لك وبعدين بيجي بسألي لا إذا أنت عم تحكي مع 10 girls وفي 9 كتير responsive معك والبدك إيه وهيك ويلا بس في بنت ما عم ترد عليك انت راسك اوتوماتيكلي شو حيبرمج انه ليه هالبنت
مش ضروري مش ضروري
but this is human nature
انا ما بعتقد هالشيء ضروري يعني
يمكن انت
ابدا
100% بس يمكن انت انا ما عم بقول لك انه هيدي البنت انت حتحبها لانه ما عم ترد عليك
بس بالعكس بركي بطل احكيها 100%
بس
هيدي انا
100% بس شو
هلا بتسال البنت نفس السؤال هالسؤال نفسه بتساله للبنت هي حتقول هيدا العاشر
100%
بس انا بقول لك لا
بس انت شو عملت وقت قلت هاي العاشر بنت انه ما بقى حتحكيها انت شو عملت هون عملت اكشن قررت انه ما تحكيها حطيت افورت بالموضوع يعني يمكن يكون كله نيجاتيف بس عم تقول ما بدي احكيها
خلص ما بدي احكيها
ولا طلعت هيك قرار ما حتقول هيك فجأة هيك حتقول ليه ما ردت
you're gonna embed her in your mind
100%
even negatively
يمكن ما عم تطلع بوزيتيفلي يمكن ما عم تنتبه مش عم بقول بوزيتيفلي انه لا ما عم تحكيني ما عم هيك يمكن تقول لي روح انه عمرها ما ترجع اوكي بس انه انت حطيت these thoughts وحطيتها
اكيد طبيعي وشو ما كان لو حتى على 9 بنات التانيين ححط thoughts بس الفرق وين بس الفرق حتى لو مسترشياني لو مستري I don't care انا المهم وين بتحط الافورت خلص يعني انا بالنسبه إلي اذا في عن جد genuine girls that are putting in some effort you know let's say all the girls are the same كلهم they meet the same checklist وانا شايف برو في 9 بنات عم بيحطوا effort 10 ما بدك ما ترد باي برو
100%
أنا بس تسأل again عمالك تسأل نفس السؤال للبنات لا العاشر يعني كمان هيدا بس لأقول اكزامبل بنت بكلاب قاعدة مثلا 3 شباب عم بيجاملوها وكذا وهيدا عرفت مبسوطين وانت حلوة وهيدا واحد بفوت ما بيلكشها بيطلع عليها وما بيلكشها بيضله ماشي هيدا الشيء اللي بدها تحكي فهون الفرق وانت عم تضحكي you know what because you're laughing that's why
هلا بس شكلي
you know it's true بتسمع من زهرة
تركني أنه okay let's say I am talking to 5 guys right and 4 of them are giving me all of their attention and 1 of them is not طيب I came to the conclusion that these 4 people I'm not compatible with خلص I couldn't
it's fine
okay yeah but then the 5th one how would I know right so there's this chase there's this intrigue I'm like there's this I don't know this mystery this element of mystery like am I compatible with you like no like why are they like why like what I want to say no why do you want to say you know what I'm saying like no like it's an ego thing as well by the way
ego thing
oh definitely an ego thing as well
we should get rid of I think
yeah oh 100%
yeah but there's also this step maybe that like also guys should take like I know like a couple you know a guy was going out with a girl كان كثير عم تقل حاله صار له شهر عم يطلع بيظهر يعني خلص اخرته هذا but after a month he was like oh no bro يا لا شو he went up he was straightforward do you want this and I can't say like you want this to continue you have to put more effort like I'm not into this eventually they got married يعني.
Oh my god.
بس هو هيدا approach he proved a lot of things to the girl.
أكيد.
One of them communication, one of them honesty. إنه دغري هي indirectly عرفت إنه هيدا الشاب لما بده شيء يمكن هلا عم بيقول لي هيك بس يمكن لما بده يعمل another decision.
كل ما يلعبوا ألعاب
100%
كل هالجيمز مشان يوصلوا لهالنتيجة. لكن شباب روحوا دغري go with this دغري go. يعني
I feel like the games are fine at the beginning, like the first week, 2 weeks, fine. بعدين خلص, if you guys feel like there is a click, there is a bond, there's chemistry, I mean...
dig deeper.
Yeah, dig deeper. Why not?
بدي شوف إذا أنت بتوافقيني بالرأي إنه هلا أوكي بالسوسايتي و everywhere in the world معروف إنه concept الجيمز اللي هو أنا ما بحب استعمله بس إنه you know playful إنه هيك قصص لأنه games I feel like it's شوي childish. بس anyways لما خلص السوسايتي خلص to adapt إنه خلص for example in your case كل شاب بدك تحكيه he has to play games لما توصل على مرحلة وتحكي شاب لا he's very straightforward very honest very vulnerable وخلص very like open about what he feels what he thinks. So don't you find this as different the thing you were mentioning before إنه mysterious إنه يمكن ما إنه mysterious لأنه كتير he's out there بس لأنه he's كتير out there ما عم بيكون مثل التسعة غير عم ناخد سامبل دايما 10 مش هيك اللي عم بقول 9 ما انه مثل 9 الغير اللي عم بيلعبوا جيمز هو لا الوحيد اللي ما مش ضروري انه يكون عم بيعطيك اتنشن وكابب حاله هيك بس بيكون اتليست انه هيز اونست مثلا انه ايه انه ليتس جو اوت بهالوقت لانه بدي اشوفك او مثلا بالظهر بقول لك انه ليك انه خلص انه عم بيقول كل شيء براسه و he's not acting مثل هوليك الشباب اللي لا انه playing games خلص ما انت بتصيري تعرف انه كله بده play games ما انه مثل كونسبت بس نحن الشباب انه كأن البنات ما عندهم مثل اوفر فيو عليه انت بتعرف انه الشاب عم بيلعب جيمز ونحن بنعرف انه هو البنات عم بيلعبوا جيمز
هي فتة بكل شيء انت
عرفت كيف فانه يمكن هذا الاوتلاير مثل ما كنت I was referring لهالترم انه لا هيدا كثير ستريت فورورد معي اوف قد ايه صار لي مش حاكي مع واحد ستريت فورورد او اوف هيل ستيك
But then again برجع بقول لكم it's the compatibility so he can stick but you guys just aren't compatible and there's nothing you can do about it
100%. هلا لنسكر على هالموضوع يعني طولنا فيه شوي بس انه تسمع من زهرة بركي something that you would advise single people in a relationship what would it be بركي انت اذا عندك شيء تزيد وانا برجع بزيد
definitely this is very cliche guys definitely be yourself. Definitely be yourself because بالنهاية you do want a partner that will love you for you. You know, you have flaws. Obviously, everyone has flaws. You have, I don't know, anxiety. You have, I don't know, like you can have so many things in you, beautiful and, I don't want to say ugly, be positive and negative. And someone should love you, you know, for you. Like you want someone who's going to accept you for you and you don't have to change for anyone. So just be yourself. Honestly,
that's one of the best advice.
Yeah, I feel like what you said was spot on. Of course, you have to be yourself. Of course, خلاص إنه أنت لازم تكون حالك لأنه at the end of the day you're not trying something for a short term. You always want to look at the long term وهيك. But one thing I would add is like try قد ما فيكم to find a partner that will compliment you rather than like drag you down. لأنه I know it's hard to figure that out at the beginning. But always find like the small details, appreciate what your partner is trying to do, look at the bright side of stuff, not only the negative side of the stuff, because at the end of the day, the relationship is a balance between two parties. And you have to, as we mentioned before, find the right amount of compromise, right amount of sacrifice. I know Zahra doesn't like to use this word, but at the end of the day, both of you are trying to make something work. So you have to always take this into consideration.
It's trial and error بالنهاية.
100%.
آخر شغلة أنا حاب زيدها if you're in a relationship لا
شو بتحب تزيد يا وليد؟
خلينا نزيد آخر السؤال خلينا أنا بدي زيدها بس if you're with someone in a relationship love them so much and compromise for them and if you're single love yourself the relationship will come.
But how can you expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself?
100%. فهيك بننهيها بعتيد. I want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank Zahra, Maher as usual.
Thank you for having me.
Please like, subscribe, and turn on the alert button. We're gonna be adding videos every single week. So thank you very much, guys, and always remember, have a higher take on life. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.